Hey everybody, in this video I want to talk to you about why it's harder for non-technical founders to build software businesses and what it's more special about technical founder. Why do people think that if you're a technical founder, you have a higher chance to build a successful business? Why that is actually not true. I was just talking about a specific founder today with a few friends of mine, and one thing that came about was this founder that was a technical founder and spent a few $100,000 to build a software, and they spent it for about 2 years. And only after about 2 years, they actually put it in the wild. They put it out there in front of customers, and they realized that nobody actually was buying it. And that comes to the first point on why it's harder for technical founders to actually build software businesses, not to build software, but to build software businesses. And that is the fact that technical founders are less sociable. The fact that technical founders are less sociable means that they kind of don't like spending time talking to customers. It's a little bit uncomfortable for them to go out there and just spend time and talk to people, talk to their potential customers. They like hanging out with other technical people. They like hanging out with other developers. They like talking about technical things. They just like building things. Now, I want to make a disclaimer. This is in general what I've seen. It doesn't mean that your technical founder is not going to make it. It's true that most people that start businesses or software businesses are technical founders. So I'm not talking about final percentage of people that are more successful than others. I'm just talking about why it's harder for people that are technical founders to start businesses, software businesses, not to write code, not to build software, but to build a business around the specific software. So they're more analytical, and it's way more difficult for them to spend time talking to people, talking to customers. The second reason is that they tend to be more focused on the solution. It comes back from the same thing: the passion of building something, the passion of writing code, the passion of making something happen. They tend to be focused on building the solutions. Most technical founders come from the background of working in agencies and working for other product companies where most probably everything was already clear, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. They just like to receive the things that they need, like information, details, requirements, and then just build it. The third thing is that technical founders tend to be more perfectionists. They like to build everything completely. They like to make a feature as nice as it can be, spend as much time as needed in order to build that feature, to make themselves proud of everything that feature can actually put out there and make as a benefit for the final end user. So it's kind of difficult for them to limit themselves to how much work can they put into a specific feature. They're used to having all the requirements from previous gigs or from previous jobs or from previous roles in working in companies. So they just like to, build it exactly as it was given to them. Another reason is technical founders find it pretty hard to let go. Let go of, for example, the fact that they're the ones building the code. It's easier financially many times to just delegate coding and just hire a subcontractor developer at a point. It's very difficult to do that when you are yourself a technical person, because you know best, right? It's your baby, it's your product. Usually developers that are good at coding are the ones that actually want to start. They want to build a product. So it's pretty hard to let go and put the coding in the hands of somebody else. And letting go of that is sometimes difficult, but at the same time, it's not cost efficient. You as a founder, at points, it may be way more beneficial for you to do other things, strategic things, just to do architecture, and then delegate the actual coding, delegate actual work of developing that product to somebody else. So it's a little difficult. Well, not a little, it's very difficult for someone to just let go, put their development in the hands of somebody else when they actually could do it themselves and they know how to do it. And the last thing that I want to tell you about why it's hard for technical founders to build businesses around their software product is the fact that business is not the same thing with an app. Just building an app doesn't turn it into a business. Just the fact that you're really good at building an application, having everything, all the requirements around it, it's not the same thing with how you build a business. When you build a business, the main thing that you're looking at is the problem. The main thing you're trying to validate is the problem. And only then, later on, after you talk to the customer, after you're really passionate about helping them, you go ahead and start building a little bit of the solution that you have in mind, and then again, go and talk to your customer. So, I mean, although is so much cheaper in a way to build an application if you're a technical founder, because the biggest expense when you're building a software product is around staff and around, paying someone to build it. At the same time, it's the most difficult from the perspective of, how challenging it is to talk to people, from the skill set perspective, from trying to let go. It's just way more difficult. So the best is if you can, as a technical founder, if you can find a way to go through these things and try to detach yourself and see yourself now as a business owner, see yourself now as an entrepreneur, rather than see yourself as a developer. Development is just a skill that you have to make sure that you put it exactly in the right place in the context of building your software business. So if you're a developer, if you're a technical person, make sure that you cover these areas. Make yourself comfortable talking to people. Make yourself comfortable with building just very small things and not perfect, and then to letting go. And if you're a non-technical founder, understand that you may have actually a very good chance and being helped by the fact that you're not technical in yourself, because these things may come way more natural for you. Indeed, you're going to have to delegate development, but there's so many great ways to approach that, even if you don't have any funding, for you to just use an early adopter funds by building, a mock, a prototype, and going and pre-selling your product. So that should not be a problem. If you have any questions about building a software business, feel free to book a call with me and we can talk in more details about it. My name is Aristotel Dascal from GoStartup.io, and see you around. Bye-bye.